How Herman Stole Football. Every horn down in Austin liked Texas a lot, but Tom Herman, who coached down in Austin, did not. Tom Herman hated Austin, most especially this season, and we all know why. Yes, their fans were the reason. Most of them, he notes, are all haughty as hell. They're an arrogant bunch, entitled as well. But I think that most obvious reason of all may have been that they thought they all knew football. But whatever the reason, these fans were all thorns, and at the end of the season he was hating the horns. Staring out of his office with an unhappy frown, he decided right then he'd escape from this town. For he knows every horn down in Austin they're tired of thinking up reasons to get his fanny fired. Yeah, they're plotting their plans, he snarled with a sneer, that before the next season I'm run out of here. Then he snarled with a sneer, fingers nervously drumming, I've got to hang on to keep my buyout coming. 'Cause tomorrow, I know, all the Horns guys and gals will start swapping gossip. They'll plot with their pals and post on the boards. Oh, those damn message boards. There's one thing I hate. It's those damn message boards. They'll circle the wagons with riled rumors flying. They'll shout all their rumors. Their hate is undying. Yahoo, fire him, Yahoo days. Fire Tom Herman, go away. Yahoo, fire him, Yahoo days. Fire Tom Herman yesterday. Hang him, do it soon. Hang him for high noon. Herman's job is in our sights. Fire Tom Herman for tonight. And they'll rant and they'll rave. Endless rant, rave. And the more Herman thought of the Horns' wild rant, rave, the more Herman thought, it's my buyout I'll save. Hell, for over 3 years I've put up with this now. I must make them pay for my contract, but how? Then he thought of a plan, an awful tight plan. Tom Herman got a wonderful, awful tight plan. I know just what to do, Herman chuckled out loud. It'll piss them all off, the whole Longhorn crowd. This is step number 1, old Tom Herman thought, as he dialed South Carolina, hoped he wouldn't get caught. Then he talked to Ray Tanner and gave him a pitch. With my buyout intact, then I'll make the switch. Gave the analyst pitch, talked a minute or two, gave a rock-bottom price, and it's made just for you. As for Little Horn Hopes with their eyes all aglow, these 5 stars he sees are the first things to go. Then he talked with some players about transfer portal, waved to them goodbye, and gleefully chuckled. It was after the season. All the Horns fans were mad. All the Horns fans all peeved he was gonna be bad. Fed up with their moaning, their gnashing, their yapping, their tears and their angst, their rage and their snapping. $15 million loomed. He'd be all set for life. He sneered and he leered. He would cause them all strife. Pooh-pooh to the Horns, he was wickedly humming. They're hoping right now that Urban Meyer's coming. They're hoping real hard. I know just what they'll say. They'll squeal like a kid that he's on his way. Then the Horns down in Austin will all yell hooray. That's a sound, grinned Tom Horn, that I simply must hear. He stopped and Tom Herman put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a moan riding over the plain. It started out low, and he knew they were in pain. And the sound made him glad. Why, it just sounded sad. Every horn down in Austin had the big money donors realized that not next season their team was a goner. He'd stopped Urban Meyer from coming. He did. He'd heard about that rumor and put on a lid. And Tom Herman, with his chuckles and cute little grin, stood howling and laughing, couldn't keep it within. Meyer didn't say much, he just led them along. He said that he'd talk, Then he said it felt wrong. Del Conte was puzzled till his puzzler was sore, that he'd be stuck with Herman for another year more. Maybe football, he thought, it just wasn't that big. Maybe football, he thought, might just cost me this gig. And what happens then? Well, in Austin, they'll say that if Herman's still here, then I'll go away. And then the real reason to keep Herman came through. He thought that 8 wins in this league ain't that bad, it's true. And after he thought and he pondered that night, he'd tell them to chill and to give up their fight. We'll just spend more money, hit big money backers. They're mover and shakers, they're not old lazy slackers. He'd ride into Austin, he'd talk up their toys, said start watching b-ball, the Horn girls and boys. He'd talk about track, gymnastics, and tennis. If Herman's here, he's not such a menace. We can still have our tailgates and sing our great song, even though that we know he may be as bad as Old Strong. Let's keep Herman, he'll do his best, the best for Horns, far and near. 10-2 is in our grasp, and also 3 stores we can clasp. Big 12 champs will strive to be, but for OU, that'd be we. Hold on, Herman, this I state, even though we'll be second rate.